Hello and welcome back to my planner decorating video. My name is Robin Arbrecht. At Really Robin Stamps, I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and I am using stamps, ink, and paper in my Laurel Denise planner for the year 2024. So if you are just joining me for the first time, I have already talked about this planner a little bit for the month of January 2024, and today's video is going to be decorating February. So let's just take a peek at January. You can see I did a little bit of a practice layout here, and it worked out pretty well. So I'm going to do the same thing for February. I'm going to use a different package of coordinating paper to decorate my planner. So this is the Designer Series paper that is inspiring my layout. This paper is called Masterfully Made, and I'll show you where it is located in the catalog. So let me just give you a sneak peek at these fun designs. So February is still winter time where I live in central Illinois. And so I wanted to choose some paper for February that would be full of color and bright and happy. And I landed on this paper. I'm also going to have a little bit of a travel theme for this month. And so I am using this stamp set here called Next Destination. And then I'm using Stampin' Up's calendar set called Days to Remember. So let me just show you where all of these items are in the catalogs in case you are inspired. So this stamp set Next Destination is on page 82 of the annual catalog. And that looks like this. And then Days to Remember is on page 104. I'm going to be using these mini alphabet dies, and that can be found on page 47 of the mini catalog. And then this paper, Masterfully Made, is on page 132. It's a package of 12 by 12. You get 2 sheets of each. Okay, let's do a little prep work before we start gluing things down. First thing I'm going to do is cut out these letters so I can spell February. And I've picked a piece of fresh freesia. This is a scrap, not because this color coordinates with the paper. So I'm going to use an adhesive sheet to make these letters sticky. So you want to put the adhesive sheet on the side of the paper. That's going to be the back. So that's why I'm covering up this, because that's going to be on the back. So now I'm going to cut these out with my die on this side. I'm using the mini cut and emboss machine. Then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take the images for this stamp set and we're going to stamp them on a piece of basic white. I'm going to use these as accents for my layout for the month. So one of the reasons I like to decorate my planner is that it kind of does 2 things for me at the same time. So one of the reasons I like to spend a little bit of extra time with it is that it's just a relaxing opportunity for me to craft and use things maybe that I haven't played with yet. And so I like to just have that little bit of creative time where there's really no purpose in it other than just to decorate something that I use every day. And then that leads me to the second thing, is that it's just really, really nice to look at when you're kind of into planning, to look at something that is decorated and very pretty. So I'm going to bring in the Stampin' Blend markers to color these, and I'm going to pull out the colors that are in this paper. So we've got a lot of colors here. This is Lost Lagoon. We've got Pumpkin Pie, Real Red, Pretty Peacock, Fresh Freesia. There's a little lemon lime twist there, and Berry Burst. So I'm going to pick out some of those colors, and we're going to color this backpack. So I'm going to use the light and dark Stampin' Blend. I'm going to start with the light, and I'm just going to color the whole thing. So if this was my travel backpack, it would definitely be a fun color. Like Berry Burst. So this is the first year that I've had a Laurel Denise planner, and so there's lots of features and benefits of this planner, and I'm just kind of discovering them. And so my intention is to just kind of use this planner throughout the year and then share my process with you of how I decorate it and use it. One of the things that I really am excited about this planner is that it's so well made that with the way that I'm decorating, I'm going to try to turn it into kind of a memory book for 2024 at the same time. So when we're done with our decorating February, I'm going to go back and show you how I am going to turn it into a scrapbook. Okay, so I just kind of went around and highlighted with the dark, and now I'm going to take the light and just kind of cover up all those lines, and you'll kind of see there'll be a little bit of shading there. And I'm going to use the Pumpkin Pie to color the straps. So if I was traveling with you, you wouldn't be able to miss me with my brightly colored backpack here. Again, I'm going to take the dark, and just where there's those dark shadings, I'm going to shade darker. Like that. Now, I don't have an affiliation with Laurel Denise. I just think that their planners are really cool, and so I am trying them out this year. And I think they're definitely, if you like to have something a little bit different than your usual planner, if you're a planner person, it's they seem to be very well priced and well made, and I'm really excited about it this year. Okay, so that's my backpack. And I've already taken the time to color and cut out these. And so I'm going to cut out this one, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, let's start decorating. So here's the blank layout for February. And again, if you want to get a little more information about the Laurel Denise planner, you can look back at my January video, or there's great videos on the site itself. But the fun thing about this planner is that your weeks are right in the middle. And so you're looking at the same time, you're looking at your month view. You've got your dashboard here of what you have to do in the month. And then these little week pages, the weekly pages are in between. And so my plan is when I am done, I'm going to take these out, and when I'm done with the month, I'm going to take these out, and then I'm going to add some journaling and pictures, and then of just things that happened that month, and then I'll have a nicely decorated planner. All right, I'm going to remove this paper clip so we don't have any All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is add the paper to my page. So I've created a PDF that is free on my website. If you have a planner and you want to start adding paper to it as well, these are the dimensions of all the things that I am putting on the planner. So over here, with the calendar topper section, I'm using a piece that is 6 by 1 3/8. And before I get that down, I'm going to put our February on there. Okay, and on the dashboard side, I have 4 pieces of 3 1/4 inch squares of 4 different kinds. And then this piece down here is 6 3/4 by 1 1/4. And so this is what I'm going to use to put my sticky notes on. All right, so in this section right here, I did this last month and I really liked it. So I kind of made this little hidden list area. And so it's going to be great when I add my pictures. I'll have more room there to add some more pictures of what happened during the month. And then it also kind of just blocks this off. So what I found that I really liked to do is, so I put my little sticky notes over here, and Laurel Denise has some great little sticky notes sets. So this is the one that goes with my vertical planner, and there's these tiny little sticky notes that I used for, you know, little tiny things. So I kind of have my top line list here, and then, these are so cute, these little square ones right here. Then inside I detail, like for this project, I detail, this is the scary list, right? I detail everything out in step by step. And so I don't really want to look at that because it looks like a lot to do, but yet it's right there. I can check it off and reference it. And then I can also transfer things that I finished, I can put over here. All right, so I'm going to do that again because I really liked that. So this piece is 7 1/4 by 8 3/8, scored at 3 3/4. And I really loved this piece because the paper is torn and it looks like a landscape. Those are mountains and sky and the land. Such a fun package of designer series paper. So that just fits right in there. All right, so now that all the paper's on there, we're going to add some stamping and some with some ink and just kind of decorate a little bit more. So let's flip this. Let's see. Yeah, we'll flip it like that. All right, so on this side where I use my calendar, I created stencils that fit the sizes of the box. That way I could just kind of use my ink to highlight things for the month that were important. And it also brings color to the calendar. So I'm going to start with some fresh freesia. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. With my blending brush. And I talked about how I created this little stencil. And so the first thing I'm going to highlight are the days that I do my free paper crafting playdate class online. So even if you don't have this planner or a planner at all, and you just kind of like to play around, but yet make something useful for yourself, you could make a journal, you could stamp on a notebook, something that would just make you happy. All right, so then for any special occasions, I'm going to use the Berry Burst. And I'm going from a lighter to darker color here, so I'm not going to clean off my stencil. So this is Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday. So we'll make that pink, and that's really the only special occasion in my month that I know of. And then any time that we are traveling or I guess traveling, I'm going to mark off in the Lost Lagoon. I really like the little pieces in this stamp set for just marking things on the calendar, and I love this little circle, which is what I'm going to use to remind me which days have birthdays. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is just add a little bit of a border to the weekday pages. And I'm actually going to use the stamp set that was part of the suite of the Masterfully Made paper that I'm using, because it has this really amazing little distressed word background stamp, and then also this border. And I love to use border stamps. So I think I'm going to take the Berry Burst here. So here's my stamp. So it's nice and long. So with the coils, I can get kind of close to the edge there, but this stamp's really pretty easy to use without the block. And since it's just kind of a background border, I'm not going to be too precious about it. kind of highlight these weekdays by giving them a little bottom border there. How cool is that, that this just fits so perfectly? Okay, I managed to do that without getting too much ink on my fingers. And I'm just going to take this little background in the Lost Lagoon, and we'll just do the corners. This is just a really easy way to just tie in with the paper. So I'm going to stamp it once, twice, 3 times, just kind of going off. And we'll do all these sides here, and then we'll do the left sides. So I'm just making them all the same. I've found that there's plenty of room to write on these weekly pages. It's a little narrow, so you have to write small, but it works. So if the bottom is decorated, I don't run into it. And with the black, using a black pen, if that's how you write in your planner, you can definitely write over anything that you might stamp. So now we're just doing the left sides the same way. This is like one of my favorite stamps that is available right now. I just love this little distressed paragraph here. And okay, we'll stop there because I'm not going to go over the habit tracker. All right, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little color across the top here, just kind of pull in from to match the bottom. And I'm going to do that with the other stencil that I created, this tiny little one right here. Now this would be just as easy to do this with, you know, if you just laid a piece of paper or a large Post-it note like this and blocked that off. But I really love how the stencil get, you could, by your pressure that you put, you can kind of get this graduated color within those boxes. It really looks soft and pretty. All right, so I'm going to clean off the stencil, and then the last thing I'm going to add is I'm going to just make this little to-do this week in a different color. Okay, now it's time to add our little embellishments that we created. Let's see. We'll look at one side at a time. So I'm going to attach, since these are part of February here, this is a great place to decorate, and so I'm going to add the backpack and the little travel airplane boarding pass with the sunglasses. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue to make sure it stays. And then we'll put this other one down here where March begins. It's like a little travel case with a camera. And a journal. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over here. So what I like to do here is just make a little, kind of like a little focal point, and I want it to overlap this piece right here so that I can open and close. So I'm going to attach it partially and let this right hand side not be adhered so that I can use it to hold down this flap where all the scary notes live. So the greetings that come in the stamp set are really cool. Enjoy your next adventure, explore, dream, discover, time to make new memories. So I'm going to use these two. Last month I had the word happy here, and so I kind of thought, well, it'd be kind of neat if I just kind of picked a word each month to kind of highlight, add some little positivity. So I'm going to rub my fingers here, make sure I'm not inky. Okay, so I'm going to just use the word adventure instead of enjoy your next adventure. And so I'm going to ink this upside down so that I can see that I'm just inking the word adventure, and then I can check it before I stamp it. Okay, so I'm just making sure the ink is evenly on there when you're doing the process of inking a stamp upside down. The pressure's different. Okay, so I'm going to put that at the bottom like that. And then I'm going to take these words here, explore, dream, and discover, and I'm going to use our regular Stampin' Write markers, and I'm going to stamp them in different colors, one at a time. So let's do explore in the peacock. So with our regular Stampin' Write markers, you can use them on your stamps. Okay, so I'm going to clean that off. And then we'll do the next color. We'll do Berry Burst for the word dream. And then clean that off. And then I'm going to pull in a little bit of the orange, the pumpkin pie. Okay, I like that. All right, and because I still have the Lost Lagoon out here, I'm just gonna have a little bit left on my brush, is what I meant to say. I'm gonna just go around the edges, so this will be white, but it'll still kind of have a little, make it softer. And then we're going to attach this to the little corner here. And then when I attach it to my page, I'm going to put it down here. So I'm going to leave this whole kind of top and side. I'm just going to attach it right here so that I can still put a post-it note here, whatever, use that. For pictures I can slide under, and then like I said, I'll be able to open it, close it with that. So I'm just going to put some adhesive in this bottom corner. I'm going to use my Seal Plus adhesive. I'll keep it nice and sturdy. And then once I get my pictures on there, if I wanted to make it a little more secure or pop it up, I can do that as well. Okay, so this just kind of gives me a focal point for the month, a word to think about. All right, so let's zoom out and look at the whole layout. Sorry, I always go the wrong way. All right, so here is February. And I'll fill in more details there. But so how I used this last time is I put my top goals here. And so I just kind of labeled it, but you wouldn't have to, but just so you can see what my process here. So I put and then on the smaller Post-its, then I would just put like my top 4 or 5 goals. And then I divided it. What did I do? Oh, we've got a lot of home projects. So I put home projects here. And then here I put things that I needed to just kind of be thinking about for March. And then here I use the tiny little, so cute, these little Post-its. And I just put, these were like other things that didn't fall into any other category. And then I actually used this little strip down here. I put some fun things to do for fun. So it's not all work. Like I put read a book down here and work on my Christmas scrapbook pages. So that's kind of how I did that. And then inside here, like I said, I stacked my regular Post-it notes. But you could also, this is a great note to put in here. I might use these this month because that kind of coordinates with my colors and we like that. So we'll do this. And then I think that will be great. Okay, so Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that you enjoyed the process of decorating February 2024. Thank you so much for watching me until March. Thank you very much. Bye.